Ugh. Real sorry, guys. I had to lower the bandwidth to get it to act right. Okay, so now we're back to this shit. Okay. Oh wait, I'm clicking on the wrong goddamn thing.
When someone identifies with a pronoun, they're essentially taking their little piece of that broad universe and identifying with that. And so, in using their correct pronouns, we're validating that yes, you are right in your identity and you are important and we're respecting you.
Coming into terms with my genderqueer identity has been one of the most challenging.
You're just a guy who doesn't know how to get along with other guys. That's it. You're not a fucking different gender because you would rather wear feminine clothing or like do something that's unlike guys. That doesn't make you a different gender. And then that's Spencer's gift no, not Spencer's. Sorry, Claire's. That Claire's jewelry he has hanging from his ears cracking me up.
But also rewarding things that I've done.
Laverne Cox kind of famously said,
please, no, please, for the love of God, don't reference a real trans person when talking about your fakey trans bullshit.
It is an act of violence. And it is. It's an act of psychological violence. It's a denial of someone's. And it is. It's an act of
I've done.
Laverne Cox kind of famously said, misgendering a trans person is an act of violence.
She said it was an act.
It is. It's an act of psychological violence.
It's an act of psychological violence. No, it fucking isn't. No, violence is violence. Violence is what that violence is not the same as someone saying some shit. Violence is within its own separate realm. That's why we have different laws for verbal abuse and violent acts. You know, when you start mixing up the two, it starts to get a little shady when you start mixing the two together. Like, oh, it's emotional violence. Like, you're stabbing my brain with your words. That's some bullshit. Like, come on. That is pure unadulterated bullshit. Like, I like Laverne Cox, but that's bullshit. Violence and verbal, I wouldn't even call that verbal abuse unless someone keeps like it has to be some kind of taunt in order to count as verbal assault, something like that.
The denial of somebody's personhood and a complete refusal to acknowledge their identity, whether intentional or not.
And so it is something that is entirely wrapped around our everyday lives. So just walking into a restaurant and hearing someone say she, like, will happen within 2 seconds of me entering, which doesn't happen that way.
No! Could it have anything to do with you looking like a girl? Exactly like a human girl? Could that have anything to do with it? Oh, like, how could someone look at me and actually think I'm a girl? Like, because you fucking look like one. Human beings are very visual. That's how we reproduce. We go off how we go off how other people look visually. And so, if say a heterosexual man saw you and was attracted to you, that he'd be attracted to your feminine side. He'd be attracted to your feminine presenting self or whatever the fuck. Because that's how that works. Like, you look like a fucking girl. You don't look in between. You look like a girl. You know, you look like a girl. You can't look in between two genders. That's why I never understood. Because you cannot be born neither or both. Like, now I'm talking about like chromosomes and shit. Like, you can be born with two different sets of genitals, but that's something completely different. But yeah, you look like a girl, therefore people think you are a girl. It's like, it's pretty simple.
Identities. They're not going to be like, oh, you straight person. You know, like that doesn't happen. But automatically someone will make assumptions about gender, which translate into pronouns, which mean that I will hear over and over again people saying something about my identity, which is false.
You were born a girl and you look like a girl. Stop it. Stop it.
A lot of people associate expression with identity, and sometimes that's not the case. You know, oftentimes I'm in situations where I'm not the most safe being able to express my gender identity, and in
my gender identity being guy with a fucking clothespin on his ear. Because what do you identify as other than a really effeminate guy? Because you can't identify as anything else.
Even in those instances where I'm wearing basketball shorts or sneakers, you can't take my gender identity away from me because that's mine and not yours.
So many different.
You realize how they just babble on to the point where you don't know what the fuck they're talking about? Like they start out with one point and then they end just saying, look, you cannot take this away from me. It's like, motherfucker, nobody's really taking anything away from you. Like, you can identify as that, but no one's going to take it seriously, and no one's going to think you're a different gender than what you were born as, because that non-binary shit or that genderqueer shit, like, oh, that shit isn't a real thing. Like, you can't be born both or neither. That's not how that works. But I'm saying, they start out with one point and then they end up getting on a soapbox at the end of it, because like they have no argument, so they just start like, oh, look, you cannot. They just go, look, you cannot take this away from me.
Different options for who you are and how to define that. So when someone chooses a personal pronoun that they identify with, using that pronoun is a form of respect and a form of validation that, yes, this is your rightful identity, and I will respect that.
And I know.
Yeah, what's funny is that most of the time when you, most of the time people like that are very hard to respect. So, and that's what sucks. Like, because people normally don't respect people like this. So when they misgender them because they just don't give a shit about them in general, they're gonna think it's some kind of discrimination, and it's not. It's just that this is fake bullshit, and no one's gonna buy into it. And they just don't care. And that's what sucks about it, because then the cycle of victimhood just keeps going, and they just like, no, people are misgendering me because they hate me. I mean, well, technically, yeah, they do hate you, but it's not for the reason you think.
Personally, when I get misgendered by strangers, it's one thing, but it's especially painful when it's people who are close to you. So when my parents misgender me, it's a knife in my heart.
What? Come on. Oh, I can see why it took me so long to watch this, but it's a knife in your heart. It's a knife in your heart. Really, Miss Melodrama Melanie? It's a knife in your. It's like when my mom called me a she. It was like she took a butcher knife from the kitchen drawer and put it directly into my chest. It was so horrible. Oh, that was awful. Anyway, it's just so over dramatic. Come on, it was a knife in your. Oh my god.
They're the people whose opinions matter more to me than anybody else's,
and not knowing how to combat it. It is constant, and it is such a prevalent part of our society that being misgendered happens countless times in a day, and that builds up really quickly, and it can really be difficult for a person to hear over and over again, because
and that's what's wild is most of the time that shit is done completely by accident, because people are trying to learn how to deal with this shit. It just happens by accident. Sometimes people just misgender you because they don't. Sorry, You look like a girl. My brain is going to process how you look. And then the words that come out of my mouth are going to be either, whatever gender that my brain thinks you are. And it happens. But people like this are going to hold it against you and act like you're a fucking asshole for doing that. Which is why they're so unlikable as people.
And validates your identity over and over and over again.
Pronouns are important because they are
Sounds like she's about to
smallest
cry.
and easiest way that you can acknowledge somebody's identity.
And I also don't like that people call them their preferred pronouns because it's also not a preference. It's who they are. And you need to use those pronouns.
Stop it. Just stop immediately.
It's literally an extension of my arm or my leg. It's
Oh,
just
shut up! This thing I just made up with my friends is like an extension of me and it's like a second arm or something. It's like, shut up. Just stop it.
a part of me as a vital organ.
It's a part of me.
You can't see it. It still needs to be validated just as much as you validate the fact that I have 5 fingers or 5 toes.
Yeah, so
Just because
Christ. Yeah, that was that. Let's try another one. The second one. Which one is it? Oh yeah, walking while trans. This should be a fucking riot. Ugh. Yeah, I was gonna do a video on this definitely, but I just got caught up with so much other shit. Alright, let's do it. Why is he looking at the fucking camera like that? Hang on a second. Oh, let me make this a little bigger. Okay.
Imagine.
Damn it. Why is he looking at the fucking camera like that? Like,
imagine walking down a crowded street and having all of these eyes on you. And you're just trapped in this state of paranoia, trying to figure out what about you it is that is making people so uncomfortable.
I think most self-conscious people have to go through that. Like where you just been bullied for so much, and then when someone looks in your direction, okay, like what the fuck? What on me? What on me do you find ugly? Like that's more of that's a universal thing. It's not just trans people. And like what tripped me out is most of the hold on. Well, let's keep playing it.
In my jawline, my forehead. Do people think I look like a man? It's such a complex feeling as someone who wants to feel included in society.
I definitely feel unsafe a lot of the time in public spaces. I think initially people look at me because they're like, oh, wow, here's a tall, attractive woman walking down the street.
Maybe they're staring at you because you have I mean, I don't know how how the cameras in this situation works, but if you got a cameraman with you, I'm pretty sure that's why they're fucking looking at you. Because somebody down the street thinks somebody walking somebody walking near you on the street sees you with a cameraman and thinks, "Oh, are you important? Who is this person? Like, am I going to be on TV?" That's what they're thinking. Like, if you have a cameraman on you, if it's just like a little, one of those little body cams or some shit, then fine. But if you have a cameraman next to you, then I'm pretty sure that's why they're staring at you.
And then the more they look, they notice that I'm trans, and they're like, no way. And then they're just like, oh my God. And then maybe they think, is she a hooker? Is she a movie star? Is she a model? How do I get to know her? Or that's disgusting. It's never positive after they...
But look at her though. Like, she does not look trans. She looks like a fucking woman. She looks like a full-fledged, like, complete woman. So I don't like. It might be just me. I don't know. But I don't think anyone's looking at her thinking, "Oh, she was clearly born a man. We need to call our boys and come beat her tranny ass." Like, I just don't think people are looking at her for that reason. Like, she's a beautiful woman. And like in New York, yeah, especially when you have a camera crew with you, they're going to be staring at you.
Discover that I'm trans, I think.
I leave my house with a prayer. Am I going to get attacked when I leave my house because I don't feel comfortable or I don't feel confident in how I look? Navigating in New York City as a trans woman, you know, it's more.
Yeah, and yeah, she's another one. Like, she may not look like the prettiest woman, but she still looks like she's not the most gorgeous woman on earth, but she still looks like a fucking woman.
Psychological. You start thinking, are they looking at me because I'm trans? Or
because I've seen women who look like her. Seriously, like she looks like a woman. She doesn't have like that huge. Her being a little puffier, like it's a lot easier for her to. It's a lot easier to hide that huge jawline and shit. So yeah, she doesn't look like a dude though. She does. So this, I mean, so far it just comes down to basic self-consciousness in large metropolitan areas, which I understand completely.
Why is people looking? So I think it's more psychological for a trans person to feel scared in public places, especially when it's a big crowd.
But that's universal, though. What you're describing is universal.
I have this everyday mantra, which I tell myself every time as I get ready in the morning, that I'm amazing, I'm smart and beautiful and talented, because these are also words that I kind of help beat down self-deprecating thoughts that I have of myself.
All right, she's a little mannish, but it's New York, so she kind of could like pass as one of those models who look a little off. Like what's that bitch's name? Like Cara Delevangian, whatever the fuck her name is. The chick who is the Enchantress from Suicide Squad. Like there's certain models who look a little off. Like they're pretty, but they look off, and they go for that exotic, weird looking, that exotic, weird look. But still, like you gotta look really close up. Like she's one that you have to look really close up to see if she's a guy, or was like who was born a guy. So, but none of them look like, oh shit, yeah, I can see how someone would be staring at you for being trans. I understand your pain.
I always get a little bit of anxiety just because my queerness is really visible. So I'm literally wearing who I am on the outside, and that's putting myself in a really vulnerable state. So to have all these eyes and judgments and whatnot can be really quite heavy sometimes.
Okay, right there, you were on a subway. And people are fucking, from what I've heard, subways aren't really the best place to be for anybody.
At night, dressed the way I do, I think like I attract a lot of attention to myself. There are times where a man will approach me and they think I'm attractive, and then they start to talk to me and they hear my voice, and then they're like, oh, she's transgender. And then like I feel like the immediate reaction at that point is like to get angry or to get violent. Why are you walking around like this trying to fool all these men? Like here I was assigned male at birth and I had all these privileges, and now I'm like ruining that. I'm having surgeries and I'm feminizing my body, and that to men can make them very uncomfortable and very angry.
What? So you think like getting surgery? Why do people think that men give a fucking rat's ass about who actually? Why do people think that male privilege is a fucking thing and that men are aware of it? Yeah, I'm sure that the homeless guy that you probably passed on the way to the club is just totally aware of his privilege, which is why he's homeless. He eats shit out of a fucking he eats shit out of a dumpster because he has so much privilege. And like when he sees you squandering your male gift, he just vomits up that diaper that he woofed down, and he just wants to beat your fucking skull in. Like, come on. No, see, yeah, this is total fucking paranoia. Come on. That's a big reach.
had a situation once where I'm pretty sure this guy knew that I was trans, and like he was talking to me, and I talk just like this. I never change my voice. I don't like try to sound like, you know, a cis woman. I just talk like this all the time.
Well, you just sound like a deep voice cis woman though. That's what you sound like. You don't sound like a guy. There are plenty of chicks with deep, like, you ever heard of Kathleen Turner? Jesus Christ. You want to talk about a chick who you think was transgender just by her voice. Jesus Christ. So, like, well, I don't try to sound like a cis woman. Like, you sound like a cis woman. Like, come on. You sound like a cis woman.
And so I was talking to this guy, and because I thought it was just a friendly conversation, and I thought it was hot, so why not, right? But I could feel that there was a woman, a cis woman, that walked by, and she obviously gave us like some really weird look, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're talking to her, in a sense. And I could feel his energy shift because of that. And then his response to me was, wait, are you a dude? And I was like, excuse me? In a sense, like, first of all, that's not the right way to ask that question. And so I just proceeded to ask him, did you not know? And then I just like walked away after that. But in that moment, I felt like it would have been easy for him to attack me if he felt like his masculinity was kind of like questioned.
I think every guy who you talk to is just gonna immediately going to get, like, I get it. Okay, I get it. But it seems like it's still oh, he found out that I'm trans and we're in New York, one of the most progressive places where it comes to shit like this. But I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna kill me just from hearing this shit, even though he knows what fucking city he's in. At this point, it should just roll off a New Yorker's back, like, oh, you're trans. Oh, okay, okay, that's cool. Sorry for wasting your time and mine, and goodbye.
For me, maybe sometimes these men don't know I'm trans, or whoever I get hit on don't know I'm trans. Yeah, it's like disgusting, but secretly inside, you're like, I know I look good. And that brings me confidence. As much as I hate it, and I think it's disgusting catcalling, secretly in my mind, I'm like, I know I look good. That means it makes me feel passable when I get catcalled.
Well, at least somebody's honest about the whole catcalling thing. Like, yeah, it does suck on some level. Like, it has to be really, to me, it has to be really fucked up to get for catcalling to be unpleasant. But it's like, at least someone's honest. Like, okay, like, it is some kind of validating. So there's some kind of validation within that. At least somebody's honest about it.
Some people will say nasty things and laugh at me and mock me. People have always yelled things like, is that a man or a woman? Or do you have a dick? Or things like that. And it can be really, really scary to be dealing with these people.
As much progress as we're making in our society, I think no matter how far we go, we still have that whole group of like cis men who see trans women as weak boys instead of women. And I think that that's part of the attraction for them too. But it's also a really big hit to like our womanhood. I think that it's a man not seeing a trans woman as a woman and just seeing her for a boy and very weak at being a boy.
Dating has been sort of a challenge because I feel like sometimes men avoid openly dating me because they think that to be seen out in public with me or to introduce their parents to me, it would prompt people to like question their sexuality. Like, is this guy gay because he's dating a trans woman? The reality is, like, I think trans women are like cool and smart and hot, and guys should stop being so insecure about it. Like,
guys not wanting to bang you because, you know, you may or may not have a penis isn't really insecurity. It's just like, I'm not into like a chick with a penis, and I don't want to have sex with somebody like that. It's not insecurity. Like, if you identify as a heterosexual woman, you want to fuck somebody with a vagina? No, you don't. Now, of course, someone's going to come at you with, well, people fall in love with someone, who they never thought they fall in love with anyway. But that's not. We're talking about having sex and dating. We're not talking about love. That's a totally different fucking thing. You cannot equate all that. You cannot equate one with the other, because sometimes you might get one and not get the other. Like, they're not the same thing.
Women too.
I didn't think I looked this good. I'm sorry, I heard you. At the end of the day, we're just like every other person. We just was born in the wrong gender. So yeah, publicly we're transitioning to a different sex. But we're just like you. We walk in the same street. We're breathing the same air. We have the same heartbeat. What is different besides me feeling like I was born in a different sex, and I want to change that?
I wish I could, with these people, talk to them and converse with them and ask them questions. Why would you say that? Why do you feel this way? And try to understand their perspective rather than just kind of like brushing it off. And I just think with change, a conversation needs to happen. So.
All right, honestly, this wasn't that bad. Yeah, this wasn't really that bad. I was expecting something really cringy, but it wasn't. Yeah, because you can understand like a lot of their viewpoints, even though some of it can come off a little paranoid. I can still understand where they're coming from. All right, what's the next one? All right.
Dream girl earplugs for her, helping you block out.
Oh yeah, this one is, God damn it, 12 products that, oh shit, I'm so retarded. 12 products that reinforce gender stereotypes. Oh god. Now this one should be terrible.
Dream girl earplugs for her, helping you block out the sound of inequality.
I'd rather honestly really block out the sound of your voice.
I hate to say it, but America really.
Oh, god damn it. I totally forgot she was in this video. This is so weird, because now she's a lot more, reasonable. She's not like a fucking psycho anymore, so I don't know if I can rag on her rightly. But I think I'll be able to manage.
He loves to force gender stereotypes, and sometimes it gets kind of weird. Let's take a look.
She was so fucking aggravating back then. Oh my god. I used to say she looked like a goddamn beaver. Like, she was awful back then. She's like she had that stereotype. She was like one of the brainy evil characters from like a Disney original movie. Like, she was really bad. She used to be really fucking bad.
So which of the two has a future real world application? Fun styling brings out the handyman in your little one, because boys are useful and women are garbage.
Oh my god. It's just so many. I love how they were inside the minds of these toy developers, or like these toy makers. Are like, oh, clearly they think women are garbage because they didn't make any pink tools. Like, because that's the thing. How do you know it's gendered? By the colors? You can buy it for your little girls. You don't have to always. You don't have to buy it for just boys. You got a little girl and she asks for it, just give it to her. This is not that fucking complicated, people.
A necklace so she can look really cute while the boys build stuff.
Gender role starter kit, baby. These are pens.
Stuff.
Gender role starter kit, baby. These are pens. Because there's
Stuff.
gender role.
When I see black dudes in videos like this, I don't know. For some reason, it just makes me weep. It makes me want to sing Negro spirituals while knitting, because it makes me sad. It really does. Because he's just being used. He's just being used for this video. That's all it is. He doesn't really want to be there. Come on, brother. Walk out. Walk out, brother. Walk out.
Starkey, baby. These are pens for women because they're specifically shaped to be better held by tiny female doll hands.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Because there's some pens that I've used where the cushion really fucking sucks and like my fingers get tired after a while and my like the little I wish my fucking camera was on. It's not on for some reason, but if it was on, you'd see like the little hinge on where my fingertip is. It gets pretty tired. I don't know. It gets sore after a while after I use certain pens. So I'm guessing that's why those pens were made for female fingers. I mean, whether you like to believe it or not, dude. Whether you like to believe it or not, Hopsing, women and men are different. We have different body types. And sometimes we have different needs. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. Get over yourself.
Oh, wait, no. They're just regular pens.
It's a pen for her, but you can only write the following words: roses, princess, ponies, vagina.
If Hillary...
If they wouldn't exaggerate this shit, I would listen to what the fuck they have to say. But they're just such a bunch of squawking ass, just hens, those cackling fucking hens, like they cackle like really smug hens, and it's so annoying. It's like my fucking head's gonna explode. They're a living, walking headache. This is so awful.
Who becomes president? Does she have to use these?
It's just hand sanitizer.
Finally, I can be clean like a woman, but smell like Axe body spray.
They should just call this antibacterial hand soap. No homo.
You know, some women do like different fragrances. Sometimes I don't like smelling like my fucking father. Sometimes I may like, oh, let me get some hand sanitizer that smells like morning dew. Yeah, that sounds good. Or sometimes the fragrances that they put in hand sanitizer. Oh my god! Sometimes the shit they put in hand sanitizers is too rough for female hands, and so they put in some other shit that might be a little better suited to our skin type. Because, like I said, men and women are different.
You're already thinking about your dating in 3 to 6 months? You're a fucking monster.
This is a really good example of how, from a very, very early age, we start to tell girls what they are and aren't allowed to.
Oh, shut up! It's just a cute little thing between, like, the parent and the kid. Like, oh, Dad says I'm not allowed to date ever, but you know, our life is like a generic sitcom, like, and that's where it ends. We're telling girls. I'm so glad you grew a brain eventually, Lacey Green. But goddamn, in this video, I want to choke the shit out of you. Anyway, is it something that's kind of like goofy and silly? Yeah. But at the same time, it's just a goofy, silly representation of parental protection, and you know, taking care of your kid, and like safeguarding your kid from bad people. That's about it. Like when your father tells you, like, "Oh, you can't date," like it's just a fucking joke. It's just a fucking joke. It's just a representation of how parents are, like, sometimes they hover over their fucking kids. That's it. It's not so, oh, like, apparently the father is trying to control. Like, shut the fuck up. No. Fucking no. See, that's the thing. In our house, the roles were kind of switched. My father, like, he wasn't going around with a fucking shotgun every time I expressed interest in a guy. Like, no. That was more my fucking mother's thing. Every time I would take interest, like, be like, oh yeah, I have a crush on somebody, or whatever. Like, then she would go on these little rants, like, hey, look, you make sure he do right by you, and blah, 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 blah. That was my mother's thing. That wasn't even my father's thing. It was my mother's thing. She would do that shit. So, like, but just because our shit isn't gendered doesn't make it some special thing where, like, okay, what was I saying? But just because it was the other way around doesn't make it better than than the father being kind of overprotective over their kid. Like that's this shit makes my brain hot, and then I just start losing my fucking train of thought. But yeah, that it's just a thing that parents do. They're not trying to abuse the kid by like joking around like, hey, you're not dating ever. Like that's not, just shut up. Just shut up.
And that their body and their choices aren't their own.
This dad doesn't even know where the head is because man can't handle children.
All right, I will agree with that. That is a shitty stereotype. And it's not just, it is like, it carries over into some really serious consequences, which I won't get into right now. But like, I think like most of the people who subscribe to me, they know what I'm going to say anyways. But let's get to this.
The here actually helps you sleep. This just has herbs that'll help you relax. What the I want to sleep too.
Oh, I love thank you for the elaboration on the difference between both products. I really learned a lot, you fucking idiot.
Men and women have different mouth diseases. What's going on?
Why?
Ear ammo. It's war for your ears. Is the point that they look like bullets?
The point is that women have smaller ears. Jesus Christ. Oh, play.
I'm shooting bullets into my own head. Why would I want to do that?
These the same noise reduction as these. The only difference in uses is men get power tools and shooting sports, and women love to read. Let me tell you, as a woman who loves guns.
What's wrong with the stereotype that women like to read? That's another thing. Like, what's the problem with complementary stereotypes? Unless you're not fetishizing people and going around saying, oh, you're Asian, you must be smart. As long as you're not like going up to every fucking Asian person you see and saying, okay, do you know math? You're fucking, you know algebra, right? Can you help me out with my fucking taxes? Like, as long as you're not doing that, like some stereotypes are like complimentary, like as long as people aren't like, as long as people don't base their entire view of a certain race on that shit, then it's not really that much of a problem. But if someone says, oh, women like to read more than men, or like women are more well-read than men, I'm like, okay, it's not, I don't know if that's exactly true, but it's complimentary. I'm not going to get fucking heated over it.
I'm offended. God's mighty warrior devotional Bible.
God's little princess devotional Bible.
Wow.
That couldn't be any more subtle, could it?
Beauty secrets. Where in the Bible does it have beauty secrets? What the is happening? What is this? What is this? What are we doing?
Let's be real. It's more about trashing religion than it is gender roles. So,
unless the sunscreen is meant specifically for rubbing all over your
men are different than women. For short round, are you getting it yet? Jesus Christ!
Yes, there's nothing that should make it specific to men.
Banana boat.
Yes, there is. You know, do you realize that men? There's I lived with my mother and my father at one point. Yeah, shocking. You know, because I'm black. But I understand the difference between male funk and female funk. There's a huge gap in between it. Like men's funk is on a different wavelength. It's fucking gross sometimes when you smell that shit. Women getting funky, it's kind of our funk is kind of subtle. You're not gonna pick up on it that quick unless it's a real nasty bitch. But yeah, male funk is just they spend an hour doing anything strenuous, and it's like they smell horrible. Like the room is blanketed with the fucking smog from 1800s London. It's so bad. But yeah, that shows, and men and women have different hormones, and because of those hormones, I think they do they do excrete different fucking scents, and that's why they need different body washes. It's not rocket scientist. It's not. It's not rocket science. Sorry.
Air huntress for girls. Air hunters with a Z for boys.
They're exactly the same, except for the color and the sticker.
And for some reason, it's just making my blood boil. So what? They're fucking children. And if the girl wants the black one, give her the black one. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Okay? If your daughter doesn't like pink and wants the black one, give her the black. See, this is how gender equality went in my fucking house. This is how gender neutral shit went in my house. If we wanted a toy and our parents could afford it at the time, we would go to a toy store, right? We go to a toy store, parents would say, pick out whatever the fuck you want, put it in the cart. I'd pick something up that would generally be would generally be sold to boys. I would show it to my mother, like, hey, can I have this fucking truck or whatever? And she's like, yeah, just throw it in the cart. You know, as long as it doesn't cost too much, just throw it in the fucking cart. And that's where it ended. My mother didn't like, oh no, this is for girls. And my mother lived in a really, I don't want to say a really conservative household because that's not entirely true, but one of her parents was religious, and she wasn't, like, she is kind of conservative. Like, she would say she isn't, but she's kind of conservative and shit. But even she was like, didn't make a big deal about this shit. Like, if we wanted a toy that was normally for boys, she didn't give a shit because it doesn't mean anything. My mother wasn't questioning my sexuality when I would pick something that would normally be for boys, because she understood that children like toys, and it doesn't matter what color they are. If they just get them the fucking toy and shut up. All right, let's go. Let's keep going.
Ruby Red, be sexy, even if you're a baby. Multi-purpose ladies tool set.
A versatile array of tools for small household projects. That's not condescending at all.
Let's be honest, normally, small household projects, you normally don't see women out in the garage sawing things in half and moving logs and shit across the backyard. You just normally don't see that. But like I said, just buy a regular fucking hammer if you don't like the girl's hammer. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. It's not like, it's something you could laugh at. Like, okay, why do you really need a pink hammer for a girl? But it's something to laugh at. It's not something to make a big fucking deal over.
Do I hammer like this? Small household projects still
Oh,
require.
John, let me rewind. That was awful. That was so bad.
Like this. Small.
Oh.
For small household projects. That's not condescending at all.
Do I hammer like this?
Oh, that's bad. That's terrible.
Small household projects still require real tools. Honestly,
So that's not a hammer suddenly because it has a pink handle? Go fuck yourself.
the gendering of this.
And if you need a real hammer, go out to your husband's fucking garage, go to his toolbox and pick something up. Damn. It's not hard, ladies. We gotta ask your husband for fucking permission.
It's to this bowl. Do we see what we're doing here, people? We get it yet? Do we really?
Just because look, I held something next to something else. Do you get it yet? Like, no, you didn't explain shit. You just fucking took a product in your hand and then acted like a fucking moron for like a couple of seconds. You just stood there and said an unfunny joke next to different products, and then you ended, and then that was it. That's your contribution to the world right there. And I was supposed to get what from that? What was I supposed to get from that? What kind of knowledge was I supposed to gain from that shit? Because I didn't get shit from it. I didn't learn anything. I did learn one thing, that whatever fucking state they're from has a lot of untalented fucking people.
We need gender everything? Sound off down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, the old Lacey can't come to the phone right now because she's dead. Thank God. Okay. And then this one, this is the next one. What this genderqueer person loves most about how they look. This title is too fucking wordy. Okay. God damn it. Here's the shit.
First I was gay. And then
Was. Yeah, that's a really rocky was.
I was like a gay activist, but like a button-up suit wearing one. And then I was like gay, like really gay.
Yeah, that's okay. So you were gay. So you're just fucking gay. You're gay. Like gay. If I say it longer, do you get how gay I was? Can you tell how gay I am from how long I say the word gay?
Like flamboyant as hell, like gay. And then it just went off the deep end when I went to Goodwill and bought a bunch of skirts. Being female, being feminine is about being hairless and sleek, being wayfish and floating like a reed. I am kind of wayfish and lanky. I have grace in my movement. My legs.
See, that doesn't make you a girl, though. Or like, yeah, I mean, you are feminine, but it's not, that doesn't translate into another gender. Same thing with the first video. That doesn't make you a different gender just because you have certain traits of another gender. And doesn't that kind of reinforce the binary when you say, oh, you know what, I'm kind of fucking feminine. Let's go out and buy some skirts. You're kind of adhering to the binary when you do shit like that, which contradicts your entire, it contradicts all of your beliefs when you do shit like that.
Go on for approximately 8 miles, but I'm kind of a little bit of a teddy bear. It's like fuzzy everywhere, and I have these little gorgeous hair follicles on my face, and they create natural contouring for me that I grow in my sleep every night. You could either be physical and, you know, play sports with the boys, or play on the jungle gym with the girls. I wanted it all. I would not settle for any rules.
So you're a normal fucking person. So you're like an average person. Come on. See, I was the kind of girl who wanted to do two different types of fucking things. And I didn't say I was a different gender. I said, oh, yeah, I like wearing jeans most of the time. Don't like skirts at all. Fuck that. I kind of like playing with dolls, but, you know, I like to play war with the dolls and shit like that. But I wasn't calling myself a different gender. That's some new shit that someone came up with. I never felt at odds with my gender because I like different shit.
About my gender because I was like,
see, that's what happens. See, that's the thing. If you're raised in a house that isn't fucking, if you live in a house that isn't limiting, if you have good fucking parents who don't treat you like shit, then you won't grow up to be like this guy.
I want to go in the woods, play with bugs, dig out some clay from the creek bed, make my mom a cute little pot for her flowers, fight with sticks for a little while, get cleaned up, put on a tutu, dance around my house to like some Britney Spears song, play with some Barbies, read a science book about planets, and then go to bed. I ultimately settled on being like a nerd.
He looks like Mary Poppins. Fuck the fuck the Planters Peanut Man. Oh my god.
Cool anyway, and part of being cool was really subscribing to gender norms in a specific way. I had a little bit of a pop.
Yeah. It's like Mary Poppins had a baby with the Planters Peanut Man. That's what he looks like.
Belly when I was a kid. One of my brother's friends, he would be like, "Oh, Jacob, are you pregnant?" And it was his way of saying both you're fat and you're feminine. I just always had so much gender. I just had like gender oozing everywhere. I can't.
Oh, shut up. I have gender oozing everywhere. Is that code for chlamydia or gonorrhea? Because I don't know what the hell that means.
I was gay first because I thought that solved the problem. And also because I think when you're 16,
and your hormones are raging, the most important identity that you have is your sexual identity. And I thought that if I declared my sexuality properly, I would be done. I never came out as non-binary. I never had one day where I said, everyone, this is me. That never happened. It was an unfurling. The paradox of being trans feminine, and particularly of being...
You're not trans feminine. You're a really feminine gay guy. Stop fronting. You're a feminine gay guy. Come on. Drew Paul. Oh my God. RuPaul doesn't call himself trans feminine because he likes dressing. He likes being fabulous and dressing up in gowns and shit. This is some new age. That's why you can't tell me this isn't some new age shit that someone just came up with. That came out of nowhere because they saw trans people and they saw how cool, I'm putting cool in quotations, cool that was, and decided, you know what? I want to crib off that shit because they're being treated with you know, they're demanding dignity and respect, and I can't get it in my house for my parents. They think I'm in a little asshole. So why don't I just co-opt this shit? That's what it is.
You know, like sort of middle of the spectrum is that the more in touch I get with my body, the more out of touch I have to get with it. Being gender nonconforming in a very public facing city.
What the fuck does that even?
In a very get with it. Is that the more in touch I get with my body, the more out of touch I have to get with it. Being
what? Just what? Yeah, I guess I get it. I don't know.
Performing in a very public-facing city like New York City requires incredible denial mechanisms. It requires the ability to tune lots and lots of people out, and it requires the ability to just have a really irrational belief that you won't be next and that nothing bad will happen to you. And you give up the ability to be...
You're a gay man in New York City. Stop it. Hey, come on. You're gay in New York City, and you have to work like he's acting like he's walking around the South looking like that. I'm not saying everyone in the South is gonna fucking jump on him. I'm just saying there are places that are a lot backwards when it comes to shit like this, and they're gonna look at that like, okay, that's not cool to me at all. But you live in New York. Like, since when did they not 100% on board with this shit?
Seen as physically attractive, even though you're seen as glamorous. But then thinking about what my body wants, thinking about how it feels, like really connecting with my body reminds myself just how little I have access to touch, just how little I have access to partnership and holding someone else. When you're trans feminine, you're outside of almost every script that we have for eroticizing people and appreciating their...
You're not trans anything. You're a feminine gay guy. Stop it. Who dresses really weird. That's about it. That's it. That's fucking it. Knock it off. See, that's why you have such limited choices when it comes to romantic prospects, because people look at your confused ass and like, you know what? I'm not trying to be a part of that confusion. And then you make them confused, and then they want to take their confused ass somewhere else to get unconfused. Because they're confused about the situation because you are. They're not coming into this like, oh yeah, yeah, you know, I'm confused because of society. No, you're making them confused because you're saying one thing, but then there's the other thing, and then there's 20 different other fucking things, and you're just making it more complicated than it has to be, basically.
Beauty, especially when you're attracted to, you know, more masculine of center people, which there's nothing inherently wrong about that, but it feels wrong because it's so unrealistic.
What? Let me rewind what he said.
Which there's nothing inherently wrong about to partnership and how little I have access to touch, just how little I have access to partnership and holding someone else. When you're trans feminine, you're outside of almost every script that we have for eroticizing people and appreciating their beauty, especially when you're attracted to, more masculine of center people, which there's nothing inherently wrong about that, but it feels wrong because it's so unrealistic.
What? Like, so now he's ashamed of liking masculine men too. Like, this is what I'm saying. That's why your romantic prospects are completely limited, because you're limiting yourself by being like he thinks, oh, I'm opening up myself to everything. It's like, no, you're not. Because someone's gonna look at you and be like, okay, you look like a guy, and you look like a guy, and I'm attracted to how much of a guy you are. But then you come out with some shit like, no, I'm trans feminine. That's not right to be attracted to my maleness. And then you end up confusing the whole fucking situation. It's you, sweetie. It's you. It's you. It's you.
And that you're attracted to can never or don't know how to acknowledge their desire for you. I know that when I'm walking out on the street, there are so many people who think I'm beautiful, who think that I'm sexy. And I think about all that someone would have to give up to date me in terms of their own access to being.
Oh, whatever, dude. And was this video made as a joke? Because it's like him saying that shit with this clip over it. It's just, oh my god, it just makes me laugh.
Normal into a normal life. And it's not like the gay community is any better, because it's like, I can't really date gay guys anymore. I mean, I could try, but it's like, this is not a man.
Dude, see what I said? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You're confusing this. See, this is why no one wants to fucking date you. It's nothing to do with societal standards or whatever. It's not because gay dudes are so finicky or whatever. It's like because they didn't want to date a man, and then you keep trying to push him away and say, no, I'm a girl. Like, that's why you're not getting anything. It's just as simple as that. You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Thing that's interesting when you don't pursue medical transition of any kind is that every day you have to choose to give those things up again. I congratulate myself for every single day.
Stop showing him doing this shit. It's so not.
Every single day that I put lipstick on.
It's not helping.
Time that I swipe that little eyeliner on my upper lid. But then what I've had to let myself do is be like, you know what, Jacob? If it's easier for you to go and get a bagel in the morning, just wearing gym shorts and a t-shirt, you're allowed to do that. You don't owe it to people every day, every moment to challenge an entire system. I can't change it alone, and I shouldn't act like I can. Nothing about me is controversial in my own head. Nothing about anything about this.
Then why did you make this video? If it's not controversial, then none of this should be said. Like, you shouldn't be making a big fucking deal about it at all. Like, he even came out with actually, no, you know what? Fuck it. He came out with an article bitching and moaning about children staring at him. It's like he was telling, like, it's basically an open letter to parents of children who stare at him, and he was saying shit like, that waiting to have a conversation in private is not enough. You have to have an in-depth conversation with your children about trans issues, something like that, and it's just. And he wonders why he can't get any dick. He wonders why. He's such an asshole. He's such a self-important asshole. He has no idea that he is. It's so frustrating.
Different or strange or weird. Everything about this is just totally normal and possible and wonderful. It just exists and doesn't have to defend itself and doesn't have to justify itself and is 100% natural, fully organic. Even saying I am gender non-conforming is a lie. There's no such thing as gender conforming. You can't be an outsider to human gender.
Is that why as soon as you fucking realized you were feminine, you went out and bought dresses and skirts and shit? Because there's no such thing as gender conforming? Like, you're so full of shit.
If you are a human being, you are inside human gender, and you got one, and it's great, and it should be there. But we don't have the language for me to even describe why I struggle to be at peace with myself.
The interviewer's just like, okay. All right, whatever.
Without singling out why I don't belong. I just want us to take gender from 2 dimensions.
You don't belong because you're a dickbag. That's why. Because in New York, like someone sees you and you're like, okay, whatever, it's New York. But the reason why you don't fit in, even amongst people who are also like kind of flamboyant, because you're a dickhole. You're a jerk ass. Just be fucking honest with yourself. You're self-important. Nobody likes to be around people like that.
And to give it so many dimensions that it's like an extravagant jewel that just shimmers everywhere and captures the light and plays with it in a way that I understand is possible right now.
I laughed so hard I bit my tongue. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's just keep going.
We have no way of seeing that level of joy because we don't allow ourselves all those facets yet. I feel beautiful a lot.
Of course you do.
Like, I'm really pretty. And I know it. My name is Jacob Tobia.
Pretty stupid.
Beauty comes into
pretty shit. All right, that was that one. I think we can fit in maybe 1 or 2 more because I was only going to have 4, and I thought that would be enough. But I think I want to keep going. Oh, okay. Let's see what else we got. Oh, so let's see if we have anything else. Oh, I've always wanted to do a queer kid stuff video, and I think I have one for some reason. I don't know why the hell. I guess I just picked one at random. Hold on. All right, so this is like a queer kid stuff video. No means no. Yes means yes. Ugh.
Welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. Today we're talking about consent.
She looks like a very well-mannered Jewish boy. Yeah, God bless her. She's a mensch.
One big family. Gaming's happy.
Gaming's happy.
Queer
Kid stuff. You are enough. We're queer kid stuff. It's so sad that I know that fucking song. Yeah, thanks for nothing, drunken uncle.
Welcome to another episode of Queer Kid Stuff. Today we're talking about consent. You ready, Teddy? Ready. Teddy?
And like there was one video I saw of queer kid stuff where you could clearly see the puppeteer behind the chair. It was so hilarious. They didn't even try to hide it. It was fucking hilarious.
Yes, Lindsay? Have you noticed that I always ask you if something is okay before I do it? Ready, Teddy? You ready, Teddy? Ready, Teddy? I guess so. And that I always wait for you to say yes before I keep going? Ready. 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 Yes. Well, that's what consent is. Consent is about consenting or giving permission to someone for something. So, saying yes is consent. Yes. Saying yes to someone is giving that person your consent. The easiest example is sharing. When someone asks you to share your toy with them, you can always say yes or no. When you're playing with someone, you should share your toys because it's a nice thing to do, but you always have that choice to give or not give consent.
What if it's a special toy and you don't want another bear to break it?
That might be a time to say no and not give your consent. The most important thing to remember about consent is
You can see Teddy's dead eyes off the camera. Oh. You can see Teddy's dead eyes on the bottom left. Like, oh, my soul is gone.
that you should always respect when someone else says no. That is their choice to make, not yours. Even if you might not like their choice, you should always respect it because they probably have a good reason. Just like you always have a choice to say yes or no when someone asks to hug you.
Okay, got it. I can only play with someone else's toy when they say I can.
Exactly.
Is that a finger holding that goddamn bear? Is that a leather gloved finger holding him right there? Is that what that is? Hang on, let me keep playing.
Remember that yes always means yes, and no always means no. Any answer that isn't the word yes also means no.
So.
Wait a minute. Wait, what? Let's rewind what you just said.
Yes, and no always means no. Any answer that isn't the word yes also means no.
No, that's not how that fucking works. You were right the first time. Yes is yes and no is no. And any word that's not yes is also no. Like, what? Clearly, this bitch has never had an orgasm in her life. Because let's be honest, that's what's looming over this whole lesson is like the rape culture discussion and all that shit. Yeah. But yeah, clearly you have never had like a passionate fucking relationship with anybody. Because sometimes, and this may be hard to believe, but sometimes when people don't say yes, that doesn't necessarily mean no. Now, if you really don't want to do something, you just say no. Like if someone doesn't want something, they just say no. But if they don't say no, there's a possibility of a yes. Sometimes that's how that works. If there's a possibility of a no, there is also an equal possibility of a yes. You cannot just say, oh no, if they didn't say yes, it was no. That's not how that works.
So.
Stop confusing these damn kids.
Yes means yes. No means no. And other things mean no too?
Yes. Here.
I swear that's a fucking leather-gloved dude sitting there holding Teddy. Like, look at that. I think that's just fucking creepy. It creeps me out.
I've got a little song to help us out. It goes a little something like this.
Oh no, not the ukulele shit. Oh, now I want to die. She's gonna fucking she's gonna do an ironic she's gonna do an ironic version of a rap song in a minute. Oh no.
And you can help us out too. Someone asks, do you wanna play? And you don't wanna say no. It's A-okay to say they're not gay if you don't wanna.
Wait, not gay. Like what? Hang on, rewind that.
Someone asks, do you wanna play? And you don't wanna say no. It's A-okay to say they're not gay if you don't wanna.
Oh, nay, not yay. Okay.
If you want to play, you should say yes. So all your friends don't have to guess. And everyone knows that no means no, but some other words mean no.
Even she got confused right there. No ho, that's not how it works.
Consent is fun to think.
I can see the guy behind it. You can clearly see that this guy with leather gloves on behind him is moving the bear around. That is so creepy.
Then it means no.
All right, well, watch carefully.
Consent is fun to think.
We got some pedophile serial killer running the show. Oh my god. That's so creepy. Like, yeah. Teddy wants you to get in a white van. You don't need your parents' consent.
I think so too, Teddy.
Lindsay,
Yes?
can I do the outro this time?
Of course. Thanks for asking.
Thank you so much for watching Queer Kid Stuff. If you have any questions about consent,
Like, whose hand is up my ass?
thank you to our supporters over at Patreon.
Why is Teddy so fucking stupid?
Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every other Wednesday. Next time, what's next time?
We're talking talking about Frozen.
I love Frozen.
Oh god. What? I thought Teddy was completely outraged by the whole concept of talking about Frozen past 2013. And I was with him until I found out like that was actually a shriek of excitement and not despair.
What's next time?
We're talking about Frozen.
What?
Well,
So,
see you next time.
I love Frozen. And goodbye, creepy guy with the leather gloves. What's that fucking OJ behind him? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I have like one more. One more. And I think we're good. Like this is we're gonna end this on a good note. I can feel it.
I've been sitting here all day long, and this is what I did.
Yeah, this one is clearly about periods. Oh, wonderful. I think it's called Women Go Without Period Products for what, a week? Or for a day. Even a day is too long, to be honest.
We are going.
Wonderful. This is, oh God, I can feel. You know how when you think about a certain thing and it's so rancid, you can taste the nastiness in the back of your throat. That's what happens to me every time someone references their period. It's just I can feel the taste of halibut down my throat.
Going to be free bleeding. That means we're not going to be using any period products at all. We're just going to let it all out and.
Oh, it's the same chick from the last video. Yeah, if you're subscribed to me, you know that this chick was in another BuzzFeed related period video where they use their period blood to paint with, and yeah, it was as disgusting as I described. It was really bad. It's the same chick. This chick has a problem. She's obsessed with this. This is the second video. I'm pretty sure it's not the last video she's been in about period related shit, about her just oozing out onto her fucking clothes. Something's wrong with this chick. She's into this. Like she's going hard on this period thing. She's sick and she needs to be stopped.
For it. If I couldn't have any period products, I know that my period would be so messy. Whenever you're caught in a situation without a period product, it's always just like a feeling of panic. Getting a period is hard enough, even with all the tools I have at my disposal. We're going to be kind of exploring what that means to know.
What it means? It means you're fucking nasty and you need to rush your ass home, clean your cooch, and put on a fucking pad. That's what that means. We need to discover that and find out what it means. You're out of your fucking mind.
Not have period products. My period lasts for 7 full days. It's usually the first 3 days are like, what's up? Lately, I've just been using a Diva Cut. I'm a tampon girl. I use extra super absorbent tampons, extra super absorbent pads. I also have decently bad cramps, so I'm oftentimes popping ibuprofen of some kind or another. I don't know if I'm more nervous for the questions people are going to ask or the questions that people are not going to ask. Like, what are they going to think?
I'm going to think you're gross, bitch. Simple.
Many people have like a visceral, like disgusted reaction when it comes to periods. They're much cuter when they're, actually being used for an adorable little puppy rather than my personal external diaper. You know how in like pad commercials they use blue liquid instead of red blood? It's not going to be blue. It's just because they know it came from our.
No. You're kidding me. Like blood is red and it's not blue? What? You're crazy. You're fucking crazy.
I'm Annie Lasco, and I'm Margot Lang. I'm Annie Lasco, and I use blue liquid instead of red blood. It's not going to be blue. It's just because they know it came from our vagina.
No, it's because it's bodily waste. You degenerate whore. It's because it's bodily waste. Not because just because it came from your vagina. It came from your vagina and it's waste. And no one wants to smell or be near your fucking a stranger's vagina. Come on. No one wants to be around like weird genitals. Like, let's be real. All right, let's continue.
I'm Lasco, and I'm Margot Lang, and we're the co-founders of Conscious Period. Conscious Period for every box working.
Conscious Period. Uncomfortable smiling. Hello. We know what they're doing off camera, and I have to tell you, we're completely disgusted.
Back to women who are living in homelessness right here in the United States. 26.4 million women of menstruating age depend on food stamps in the United States, and because government assistance programs like food stamps don't cover period products, about 26.5 million women have a hard time affording these essential items.
Okay, this is cool with me. I like this part. No cringe here, but it's like they shoehorn this in just to make themselves look less gross. Like, oh look, we're helping out the homeless people, the women's and shit. Now come over here and look at us. Now come over here and look at us excrete bodily waste into our fucking pants. Come here.
Tampons are taxed as non-necessary or luxury goods in 38 states out of the 50 states in the United States. And then there's also sort of extra tax on tampons in other countries as well. Obviously, these products are necessary and they are absolutely not a luxury. Honestly, I think that you will get a really positive response. I think that people will definitely be maybe a little weirded out and curious for sure.
Oh, look at the way this chick is smiling.
All of those things are a little bit uncomfortable for a lot of people, but when you start highlighting it, it creates so much room for increased understanding and awareness, and it's just like
No, it just makes people numb to disgusting shit. That's basically it. You talk about your period ad nauseum. It just becomes like, it's like when you get raped, and after a while you just get used to it. Like, okay, just wait out the clock. Just wait out the clock. It'll stop soon. Just wait out you just get used to it. You get used to being ass raped dozens and dozens of times. That doesn't mean you've been made aware of and you understand this issue. It just means it's just been hammered into your fucking ass, and you're in blinding pain by this fucking cringe that you're being subjected to.
I think it's so fucking cool. So it's about 10 p.m. on a Thursday, and I just got my period. Surprise!
Why does she look like a chola here? Okay, let's keep going.
And that means that tomorrow, Friday morning / the rest of Friday, I'll be free bleeding. I'm mostly just nervous, and I'm mostly just feeling that kind of pit of dread in my stomach, like, oh God,
I'm gonna be spreading every communicable fucking disease to people doing this shit.
You actually have to do this now.
Yeah, that's a really nice break. Thank you. I totally forgot about what this video. I totally forgot what this video was about. Thank you for reminding me. Now I can just smell it everywhere in my room right now. Thank you.
Okay, so it's morning 1 of free bleeding. Today is gonna be fucking weird. I chose something more full coverage just for the heck of it. It's kind of like choosing the soldiers that will go with you to defend Sparta.
Why did you show the crotch? Why would you do that? Don't show the crotch of your fucking underwear on camera. Are you crazy? These hoes are just skangy. They're just nasty.
Against the Persians. They're sure to die, but you need your best men. Every time I've ever leaked through my pants or anything like that, I have spent the rest of the day incredibly embarrassed. So I'm trying to know that I can do this and I won't want to crawl into a hole. You've arrived at work. I'll put down my
But you will, because that's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting.
puppy pad, ready to get some blood going here.
Yeah, I'm ready to get some old blood going over here. The razzle dazzle, the hot blood clot, just doing the damn thing.
Your period is anything like mine, day 2 is the absolute worst. It's gonna be a day. It's also raining today, but I assure you that water will not be the only thing that's flowing. Okay,
Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck up. Honestly. Oh my god. Don't ever talk again, please. Wow. Just let me keep going.
Yes, got my leggings on, got my free bleeding going. I took a shower this morning and it kind of stopped, so we gotta wait for it to kick back in, and the trickle has started. We haven't hit pad
The
yet.
trickle has started. That's almost up there with Houston. We have a problem. The trickle has started.
But I feel it coming. Okay, it's about 11:30. I've been checking. There's still nothing on the pad. I just went to the bathroom and
So wait. They're going. Is this is this just at their work, or are they going around in different public places putting down fucking sheets so they can bleed on other people's fucking? Hold on, let me keep watching.
my underwear is putting up its most valiant effort. My underwear is absolutely stained. There's a lot.
What the fuck? I did not need to see this. Why are you punishing me? I want to die a slow death.
Devin's synced up with me. She's also on her period. And I'm ready too. It's Nikki. Nikki, are you excited that I'm free bleeding today? It's really weirding me out.
The only normal person who works at BuzzFeed.
Oh, but actually, that's actually why she came over. It draws women to me. But it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes, and we already need it.
And you're leaking on a perfectly good pair of pants, you asshole. I hope you wash off that fucking chair, because I'm sure dried blood after a while gets a little skunky.
I see what my period looks like.
Yeah, see, I have a feeling that a lot of the people at BuzzFeed are just really normal people, like, but they're the people like the chicks in this video who are willingly doing this. I think people are like that, or just like the normal people are being held hostage by these crazy, deranged bitches. And they just kind of like, hey, okay, so totally cool, sister. God, I need to keep my job, so I have to agree with everything you say.
I just rode in 2 Ubers on my way to check out apartments, and luckily I did not stain the seats. The Ubers were dry.
Wait a minute. She went into a public fucking place doing this shit? She went to a public place and put sheets down? I would say, oh yeah, these women are so brave, but it's not bravery. It's just delusion. They're fucked in the head. They're completely gone. They're like that Monica song. So gone over you. They're just gone. They're gone.
And luckily I did not stain the seats. The Ubers were driving, and I was just like, oh my god, please, no. So we're
She was crimson tiding it up in some poor guy's car. Are you serious?
in a meeting right now. I haven't bled through my pants yet, but
How do you do this shit in front of people you work with? How? Now everyone's gonna, oh, that's the bleedy bitch. That's the bloody bitch right there. Do not sit on anything after this bitch.
I brought a pad just in case. Just to be standing here, because these are very nice chairs.
Yeah, you can see a ring. Honestly, it's like
Oh, I need someone here to watch this with me. I swear to God, I want to die. Why you got the fucking camera all up this bitch's camel toe, up her bloody camel toe? Oh, I wish y'all could see my facial expressions, because all hope is lost. Like, this is BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is not a real company. It's a way for God to weed out the weak. It's just a way for, okay, when the Left Behind happens, we're leaving your stinks. When God does the rapture and does the whole left behind thing, you scangy ass bitches are gonna be left behind.
With every step, I just feel it all in there. Okay, so
Oh.
it's about 3 p.m. and I have officially hit the pad. There she is.
I've officially hit the pad. It kind of looks like the devil if you look close enough. It looks like yeah, there goes, there's this, yeah, see, there's his horns right there. That's an arm, that's a body, that's his pitchfork he's holding, that's his tail. I wish I could draw over this, but yeah, that's Satan. Yeah, that's Satan. There it is.
Oh, glory. I would say the worst part is the smell. I decided to go for a little.
You fucking think you retard. I think the worst thing is how you walk. That's another thing. How you walk around smelling like that? Just some reprehensible trollops.
Okay, so it's about 3 p.m. and I have officially hit the pad. There she is. All her glory. I would say the worst part is the smell.
Oh, I want to die. I want to kill myself, honestly. What?
Decided to go for a little walk because the stench was sort of appearing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. How you can just live with yourselves after the how you can just face humanity after doing shit like this.
I'd say. So I just needed to sort of walk around, see if I can aerate out. The only problem about that is standing up is actually activating the bleeding a little bit more.
You're all retards. You're all idiots. You're all canceled.
I'm gonna have to do post interviews. I will bleed through, as I already have. So we're just taking preemptive measures. Nice and settled in. Oh, wow.
And so, so the people you're interviewing and the people you're going to be interacting with are going to be smelling your ass through what I'm guessing is going to be at least an hour, a couple hours. They're going to be smelling your ass for that long, and you don't have a problem with this shit. I mean, look at it. Look at this chick's face. It seems like reality is starting to set in, and she's realizing that this might not humiliating yourself amongst your coworkers and letting them smell your ass may not be the best fucking idea. I think this one might be starting to get it.
Beautiful. It is a lot like a Rorschach test. Yeah. What do you guys see in it? I see a power move. I see a
Fuck you.
I see peach. Well, I'm glad that we made it. There's 3 things I've put on so far. My underwear, the chair, and the dress. And my thighs, of course. My thighs are very sticky right now. It's
That's fucking disgusting. Look at these chicks. They're just laughing their asses off at them. Like, I'm so glad I didn't have to do this shit. I'm over here chilling, doing computer shit. Taking phone calls or whatever, and y'all bitches are ruining your lives. They're just laughing. They're not laughing with them. They're laughing at them.
crazy to see how much blood I'm just...
Look at the chick in the back. She's just like, oh, no. I won't be sitting on a chair after any of you bitches anytime soon.
Producing while sitting. You've been next to me all day. I've just been, aware of it, but not paying attention.
Oh, God. In other words, I've been smelling your ass, and I've been just too polite to say anything. That's what she means by that.
I have to leave work now and then go meet with a realtor, and I'm just hoping that there's nothing weird.
She's got to meet with people that are going to give her housing. If she were to choose that place to live, they'd be like, you know what? No, because I know our landlord wouldn't want the whole fucking complex to smell like fish. So we're gonna reject your application, and you have to take your stinking ass somewhere else. I'm sorry.
There's no visible smell.
They'll kick her ass out.
We'll see. So I'm heading home. Weirdly, walking is way more comfortable than sitting for me for some reason. Walking, I'm I can move around and kind of getting some air. Sitting, I'm it is intubating. I lucked out. My roommate ran in and talked to the realtor, so I didn't have to do anything. I don't feel good, but I feel really embarrassed talking to people. I was in this car and I could smell my period, and I know.
Yeah, you dumbass. All of these things should have popped in your head before you even decided to do this. Are people gonna smell me? Am I gonna leave stains? Am I gonna feel embarrassed? Am I gonna annoy someone named Lauren who makes YouTube videos? Am I gonna do that? Maybe I should think about all these fucking things.
It's a small car and it was just seeping and it's cold, so I couldn't have the windows down. Okay, so we just went to dinner. We sat outside so we could sit on the metal chairs.
Yeah.
So once you're on the metal chairs, it was like, you have to
Her douchey boyfriend Chad in the back. Give it up for Chad.
ruin it. Because I didn't really want to lay a puppy pad out when we were at the restaurant.
Draw attention to it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, because they've been like, what are you doing? You're like, oh,
I'm free bleeding.
my period.
This is the aftermath of my free bleeding.
Stop. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Are you literally showing the crotch of your panties, your bloody ass panties right now? What the fuck are you doing? You stinking ass trollop!
This was just a pair of cheap underwear that I bought to bleed in, but I just wonder if it was, stuff you cared about.
Usually,
what the fuck? Of course fucking not! You're insane! You're crazy!
don't shower at night, but with the whole bleeding thing, there's like blood all over my upper thighs, so I'm gonna shower because I feel pretty gross.
This is the dog test.
You funky fallopian female. Like, fuck you.
See if the dogs notice anything different. Oh,
That is his nose.
there's something down there. It's my entrance.
Your dog's gonna end up killing you one day. They're gonna be so ravenous. You don't wonder what the fuck that is. They're just gonna chomp down on some labia.
Rest in peace, my shorts. You did good work today.
Oh,
I had 3 blood
Jesus.
for a day, and it was squishy. A little smelly.
No!
It was pretty rank, for sure. I guess I'm just so used to taking care of it and just sort of like sweeping it under the rug. I haven't really like looked my period in the face for like 8 years.
Articles of clothing donated to the free bleeding cause.
This thing, I've been
And to clean that shit off, if you want to reuse those clothes, I don't recommend it. But if you want to do that, all you gotta do is to clean that shit is to put is to soak it in peroxide, and then it's all good. Like it cleans that shit out completely, and then throw it in the washing machine. That's it, and then the stains are gone and it's clean. I mean, I wouldn't use that shit. I wouldn't wear that shit on a date, but it would still be nice for someone to wear around the house. But yeah, like I said, you can get rid of those stains. Just an FYI to any chicks who are curious about that.
taught to kind of like keep under wraps and to not talk about and to not even acknowledge was now just so clear and so present.
And that's like the weird stigma around it because it's something that happens so naturally that you can't control, you can't stop it no matter
That's not the fucking stigma, bitch. The stigma is that it's a bodily waste. You need help. You seriously need fucking help. Especially since you were in the other video where you were painting with it, which is 10 times worse. Like, this is bad, but yeah, go watch my video on my channel. It's a reaction to, like, you won't miss it. You won't miss it. It's like the thumbnail is pink and it's got blood all over it. It's a fucking disgusting thumbnail, but you're not going to miss it. But go watch that video. It's a video where I'm reacting to this bitch and two other chicks, two other scallywags painting with their own period blood. Watch it. I think it's one of my best videos. Check it out. to be even more disgusted with this help and with BuzzFeed.
But people were more compassionate about it than I expected. Like, people were like, "Oh, I feel you. Like, it's okay." Like,
Bullshit. You will fucking lie. Because they were being nice, sweetie. They were not. It wasn't genuine, like, "Oh, I'm in support of you, sister." No, they think you have a fucking problem. And they work with you. And they don't want to get fucking fired. That's what that is. The same thing with the last period video. Is that there were so many people pretending like they gave a shit because they didn't want to get fired. Because some of those chicks were actually giving off vibes. They would tell people to fire somebody, to get someone fired if they didn't like it. Like I said, go watch the video, make up your own mind about that. But in the period painting video, there was one chick who gave off the kind of vibe that looked like who gave off the vibe that she would tell people to fire people who didn't like it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And because I would apologize and be like, I'm sorry if I smell just perioding everywhere. And people were generally pretty understanding. I mean, this is like an odd thing to do at a workplace. You know, we know this. There's some blood in my shorts. There's blood in my shorts.
It's an odd thing. Her face. Oh, it's an odd thing to do. I know that. No, you fucking know because you still did it. It's not odd. It's unsanitary. You're acting like this is some quirky shit. I mean, you're acting like this is some quirky, a midnight. You act like this is some like quirky feminist thing. No, it's fucking disgusting. Stop it. Fucking stop it.
The funny thing is, I was talking to Chantel about her free bleeding day, and I realized that we both skipped lunch that day. I'm just gonna keep to myself and wait until I get home to figure out something to eat. It was just like little changes like that where I was just feeling like a little bit more self-conscious, just a little bit less likely to say hello or talk to someone, a little bit less of myself. I also realized I never put on...
Yeah, that kind of happens when you are filthy and disgusting. Shit, when I take a shower, I don't want to talk to fucking anybody because I'm more aware of my bodily funk because I am funky. There's no societal stigma behind this shit. People don't like funky ass people because it's gross.
Makeup today, and I feel like I thought there was no use. I'm already free bleeding, so I might as well not put on makeup. I think I kind of spent the day trying to change my frame of mind from like, oh, this is blood and that's gross, to, oh, this is something that is the most natural thing for my body to be doing.
It's still gross. It is still gross. It's a natural thing for my body to be doing. It's still gross. It's still gross, ho. It's still gross, ho. It's still fucking disgusting. Shitting is natural, but hey, guess what? If someone shat in a fucking seat on the bus, you would not sit in that shit because, hey, well, it's natural. It's natural. We're all brothers and sisters. Squish, squish, squish. No, you wouldn't because it's fucking disgusting. Because it's bodily waste, and your body is releasing it for a fucking reason because it is waste and it doesn't need to be there.
That was from my vagina. I did that.
Would I free bleed again?
You see how dry that fucking pad is? She's been sitting on that shit for a while. That blood is damn near burgundy. That's so fucking nasty. Jesus Christ.
Probably not just to do it. I don't think I would do it again if I had a choice, but I'm glad I did it. I think it gave me a lot to think.
What? It gave you what to think about? It gave you what to think about, bitch. It gave you what to think about? What? The only thing it should make you think about is, oh, maybe I should stop working for fucking BuzzFeed. Or maybe I should stop taking up these fucking projects with BuzzFeed and humiliating myself. That's the only thing you should be thinking about.
It is hard. It makes it hard to live life, to go certain places. As uncomfortable as it was for me to do this for one day, the other side of that.
Okay, so you shouldn't be ashamed of it, but it does make your life harder to go certain places because your funky ass is gonna be sitting up under people. Like, which is it? Are you ashamed of it or not? Is it a detriment to your life or isn't it? Come on.
Okay, like, yeah, but the day's over, so now what am I gonna do? Because this is the reality for a lot of people.
Thank you so much for watching Lady Light. If you'd like to see more of us, click there and subscribe to our channel.
I appreciate the thing, them donating the money to homeless women who need pads and shit. That's fine, but it's like a crack dealer paying for your college tuition. It's like, okay, like I get it, like, yeah, thank you, but knowing that you probably killed people and gotten children hooked on your product, I can't live with that. Know that this money has been gained under unscrupulous circumstances. I can't forget that. I can't let that go. That's given me something to think about. Like it's morally, it's a moral conundrum. All right, so yeah, that's it for the night. I'm gonna cut it out here. We stopped at around 12:20. I think that's good enough. Oh, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to put something out and do another one of these before I really get into the meat of my Beauty and the Beast review. Just want to let you guys know that I'm still like doing shit. And yeah, I wanted to react to these videos. I've been wanting to react to them for a while now. So yeah. So good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, even though even though what I served up was pretty bad. Well, most of it. But good night, and have a good night. Fuck it.